Okay, well, before we go into much detail about family law, we have to have an understanding of how a marriage is set up in Quebec and what the general rules are. So the first thing we have to know about is matrimony regime. The law in Quebec is partnership of acquiescence. And what it means is that during the marriage, the husband and wife have the freedom to deal with their assets and their earnings as for themselves. They do not require any special consent, or one husband doesn't have right toward his wife's money and vice versa. But when there is a legal separation or a divorce, you have to imagine a picture being taken. And on that instant, all the assets, the net assets after liabilities, are there to be divided 50-50, except for certain assets which are not part of that, such as if you receive an inheritance or given a special gift. Under normal circumstances, all the other assets are common assets and are divided 50-50. So that's important to understand when we're dealing with matrimonial matters and one person is trying to get money from someone else, how it works. The matrimony regime, that in the event that you don't want to do it in Quebec and you'd rather have to be separate as to property, then you have a right to do a marriage contract, and you can do it either before or after the marriage, in which you basically say that that each of you want to have the full control of your assets. So in the event of a separation or divorce, the rule is separate just as it was before. That would be simple, except that there's another law in Quebec, which is called the law of patrimony. And it takes certain assets, even if you're separate as to property, there's certain assets that are going to be divided. The first one is the house. So each of the parties, it doesn't matter who owns the house, each of the parties have a right to 50% of the net asset of the house. If you own a car or cars, the same thing. Furniture in the house, same thing. An RSP or a TSFA, that's another thing. These are all specified under the law as divisible, even if you're separate as to property. And frankly, for the majority of people, that represents all their assets in any event. But without going into great detail, there's some reasons why you may want to have a marriage contract for commercial reasons, which are not relevant at this point.